Hello and welcome once again to Romantic Renewal, your journey to lasting relationships. My name is Sean Donovan. I'm here with Mahesh Trivedi. And our lesson for today is keeping challenges to a minimum. So just before we start, just remember to click that subscribe button and the bell icon if you haven't already. And if you have, thank you. So in the last lesson, we explored the common difficulties many couples have when they begin to live with each other. When merging two households, as well as two different ways of living, there can be a lot of drama. So in this lesson, we'll talk about how to keep challenges to a minimum. Most of what we'll talk about is what you can do individually. The challenge for many people is that this involves how you handle your inner life, the life of thoughts and feelings. So Mahesh has a story for us. Can you tell us your story about elephants, Mahesh?
Yes, Sean. This is a very interesting story. Most people might be aware of this. Do you know the story of three blind men exploring an elephant for the first time? Um, since they are blind, they come to know the elephant by touch. The first one is touching his trunk and declares that elephants are long and thin and move a lot. The second blind man, uh, like he says, by like at the by touching at the back and says, no, elephants are messy, ah, and they dump smelly stuff on you. And the third guy touching the you know the tusk and says, you are both wrong. An elephant is smooth and hard and has a sharp point at the end. So they all have a different interpretation.
It's all about perspective, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
So I guess the point of your story there is that the biggest disagreements between couples are a matter of perspective. So we're each viewing the same issue but differently. You could say one is at the tusk of the elephant and the other one's at the back getting dumped on. When you begin wondering if your partner is intentionally misunderstanding you, remember that you could be examining different parts of the elephant. I can share, this is a story I heard from someone. The husband was watching the television late at night. I think it might have been something like the Olympics. It was some sport on, anyway, cricket, I think, from England. And they had their coffee cup and stuff like that. They had something to eat. The wife was asleep in bed. And so when the thing had finished, he's going to bed, he thought, I'll just leave these in the sink and I won't wash them up because that might, with the water running, might wake her up. Anyway, in the morning, she comes down because she finds the dirty things in the sink. And this ends up, she's very upset and unhappy about this situation. And basically, they're both misunderstanding the situation. He's tried to do the right thing and he's left things in the sink, but she's upset because he's left the things in the sink thinking, well, he expects me to wash them up. So again, the perspective of the situation. So can you expand a little bit on things like this, Mahesh?
Yes, Sean, your past experiences and personal preferences actually determines how you view a situations, like how you perceive the situation. So um, let's look at some of these important aspects. Number one is a family patterns, like a generally. what was important to the family, whether you liked it or not, it's going to have an impact upon how you perceive things, because that is basically it's all your upbringing, so the same is true for your partner. So one person maybe from a family where family meals at the table were important, even if they are they are taken out. Another family member have eaten in front of television, like a like a just informal. So one is a formal setup, another is a informal. Same way, like a one person comes from a family in which you share every part of your day, and the other from a family where you came home, changed the clothes, and sat in front of the television the rest of the evening. So one is more like a interactive, another is more you personal. Second aspect is family values. So there is no one set of family values. Uh, every family adheres to. So people value different things. And in our past videos also, there are so many values and virtues videos which Steam Executive has produced. They are some of the very good reference. But example, like some families value sharing what they have with others outside of the family, while others believe the best should be saved for blood kings only, like a blood relationship. Like something is only confidential, some people make it public. So you may come from a family where you look your best whenever you step outside the house, and your partner may come from a family in which how you looked was not important. So, like a outside look, the way you have dressed up, makeup or something stylish or whatever it is. So, it was only about the comfort. So, um, the most important thing is your values are based upon beliefs, and your beliefs determine how you act and respond to different situations. So if you and your partner have a opposing beliefs, you will likely have a challenge in that area. So uh, that is something
Yeah.
to look at.
I mean, it might seem strange,
Mm.
but it is important that most disagreements, no matter how difficult, are rarely about the couple. They're about the individual. And as you said, they're about each person's beliefs, each person's values, each person's habits, and how they feel when someone has different beliefs, values, and habits.
Yes, yes, Sean. When your partner does or says something different than what you would do, um, basically, it is personal to them actually. So because it is about them. So even if they say you are wrong, it is based upon their perspective, like their part of elephant story, and it's because of their belief. uh, it's all about them. So, and the same applies to you. So, this is where communication is crucial. So, it is so critical. So, and the entire next module, like module 2, is about how to communicate in a healthy and productive manner. Anyway, we still have another 3 lessons in this module.
Uh,
Sean, lesson 5, 6, and 7. So hold on for those 3 lessons. But as
yeah.
module progressing, there are lots and lots of things for everyone to learn
Uh,
and make sure that their relationship is quite on the track and flourishing.
well, let's go back to, I mentioned the toothpaste thing earlier,
Yeah.
and let's go back to that. Like people would say it's a molehill, but
Yeah.
it becomes a mountain, and it can end up breaking up relationships. So just talk a little bit about those molehills that become mountains.
So I think what you are referring is that the cute becomes annoying. That earlier thing. So the molehills in your relationships are irritating things, like a squeezing the toothpaste from the middle rather than the from the end. Some people press the toothpaste from the middle, and and they don't need to become mountains which have you breaking up your relationship. So, like a things happen, but you have to address it in a different way. That's all. Yeah. So, so definitely like a little bump, big mountains due to a several factors. Uh, I'll just list a few of them. Number one is memories and hurts from the past. So when your partner's words or actions remind you of something painful in your past, um, and it is like someone put you in a time, in a like a time back in the past, like a take you back, and you hurt like you did then, like at that time in the past, and you respond like you did then. So it is like a recalling bad past, like a something happened, and that is just because your partner words or actions triggered it. So one way to identify if you have suddenly been thrown into past is to ask yourself that how old do I feel? So if it is younger than you are now, you are actually reacting to a past painful event and not just to what is happening now. So that that clarity and understanding you should have. Number two, you each have a different perspective, as we already talked about, different values, different beliefs, and different perceptions. So this is such a common challenge. It bears repeating, and you may never agree on how you perceive the things, but you can at least understand others' view. So once again, the understanding another person's, understanding the other person's perspective. So um, so communication is the key. So make time to sit together, holding hands, and talk with each other. Uh, make an effort to understand where a partner is coming from. So these are the important things. The next point important is not keeping your word. So, like if you have talked about something and agreed upon a particular actions, then do what you say. So, like a if you have made some promise, then uh, honor your promise by the action. So, like a molehills, they stay like a uh, and molehills and even go away when you arrive upon a solution and follow your plan. So, like a keep your words as true in actions, and not keeping your word is a sign that you don't think your partner's desires are important. So it's a sign of disrespect, ignorance, negligence, or basically like he or she is not special anymore.
Yeah, that's universal.
Yeah,
If you're not a person of your word, you've
yeah,
got to be trustworthy. If you're not
yeah,
trustworthy,
yes,
well, where is the relationship? So,
yes.
from all of this that we've talked about today, clearly you will have challenges in your relationship. There's no way that's not going to happen. The key to
Mhm.
keeping the challenges small is to understand that you each have different ways of viewing situations. Then you can talk about them.
Yes.
So, in the next lesson, we'll explore more about the challenge of thinking you made a mistake in moving in together and how we address that. So until next time, thank you, and we'll see you in the next lesson.